Hey everybody, my name is Brandon from thestockseries.com, and today I want to talk about Dogecoin and really cryptocurrencies in general. What I want to do first is I want to go into Google and talk about the news surrounding the stock market right now, specifically Wallstreetbets, and how that creates a bullish thesis for cryptocurrencies like Dogecoin. And then I want to go and talk about Dogecoin specifically and talk about why I think Dogecoin is really going to the moon right now. And then I want to go into the trading charts to try and find a place or two to buy Dogecoin if we want to buy Dogecoin. So now let's get started. So here we are in Google, and as you can see here in the top stories, everybody is talking about how Reddit really likes Dogecoin right now, and they are trying to answer the question of why does Reddit like Dogecoin. So, right now, of course, when you're talking about Reddit, you're really talking about Wallstreetbets. So the real question is, why do people think that Wallstreetbets wants to pour their money into cryptocurrencies like Dogecoin? I think that the answer has two parts here, and I'll try and describe the first part, which is why I think Wallstreetbets likes cryptocurrencies, and then I'll get to the second part of why does Wallstreetbets like Dogecoin specifically. So now let's talk about the first part of the answer, which is why does Wallstreetbets like crypto? So I think that Wallstreetbets likes crypto because Wallstreetbets is really, in its core, a decentralized body of over 7 million people, plus maybe some bots. The main point I want to make here is that there is no real governing bodies to the forum. These people, who are made of mostly retail investors, want a level playing field to invest in that's not already slanted to the old rich people. The people in this forum want to find a level playing field to invest in. I think some of us are realizing that the stock market is not really that level playing field, so we have to find an alternative. And cryptocurrency really is the alternative because it is truly a decentralized investment platform. The SEC can't call the CEO of Bitcoin or Dogecoin and halt trading for volatility. Bitcoin does not have earnings reports that can be leaked to hedge funds ahead of time before they get published to the everyday investor. Because of this, I think that the level playing field of crypto is attractive to some investors, which is why crypto is attracting some new money. So now I want to talk about why the Reddit army is liking Dogecoin in particular. So the first thing I want to mention about why Dogecoin is the memeability of Dogecoin. Just look at this thing. Firstly, having a dog on the cover is definitely a win, and the name of the crypto directly appeals to the target audience of cryptocurrencies, which are teens and 20 to 30-year-olds. This is actually incredibly important. There are other cryptocurrencies like Ethereum or Litecoin or Binance Coin, but psychologically, I don't really have a picture of what an Ethereum is. I don't really know what a Binance Coin is. But what I do know and what I do recognize is that I do recognize a dog, and I do recognize what a coin is. So even though Dogecoin was created as a joke, the creators actually made an incredibly smart decision here to pick words and pictures that were familiar to the target audience. I've had plenty of friends of mine tell me that they bought Dogecoin as a joke because it was a meme. This just shows that, when something is funny or when something is familiar and relatable, that thing sells. And in the past few days, Dogecoin has really been selling. So after covering my main points here of why Wallstreetbets likes cryptocurrencies and why Dogecoin is going to the moon right now, I just want to make a little side note here about cryptocurrencies in general. Specifically, my point about it being a decentralized currency with not a lot of regulations. I think, this is a good thing, but it can also be a really bad thing. Because there's no regulations, I do worry of some people or some groups of people with lots of money that could buy up enough of the Bitcoin or cryptocurrency in general to push the little guy around. The scenario that I'm imagining here is if a bunch of rich people or funds bought up a large majority of the Bitcoin in the world. This would now create a scenario where it's almost like you and say 5 friends are sitting at a poker table with $10, but then another guy comes in the room with $2,000 on the table. The odds that rich guy with $2,000 wins the game against your $10 friends is incredibly high, because he has the buying power to just outlast you guys and really push you guys around. But I don't see that happening yet. It's just a small risk that I see could happen. Another risk that I see is if the governments of the world want to step in and begin regulating cryptocurrencies. This is the bigger risk that I see for the crypto space, because if heavy regulations do come in, then that kind of ruins the idea of a decentralized currency and could cause crypto investors to leave the space. So really, it's kind of like a catch-22. You kind of lose if you do have heavy regulations, because then some investors may leave the space, but you also may lose if there are no regulations, so you can't really control the bad actors here. So I don't really have a point in this part of the video, which is why I said it after my main point, but it's just something to think about. So now that I rambled on about cryptocurrencies and Dogecoin here, now let's talk about Dogecoin specifically more and go into the trading charts to try and find a level or two to buy Dogecoin if we want to buy Dogecoin. So here we are in Dogecoin's trading charts here, and firstly, if you want to buy Dogecoin, I believe you can buy it on CoinDesk or at Kraken. Those two don't sponsor me, those are just what I learned from quick Google searches, but don't take my word for it. I've never bought Dogecoin before, or used CoinDesk, or used Kraken before. You are also unable to buy it on Webull, and I think you can buy it on Robinhood. However, I believe that they limited your trade. So if I'm wrong on that, let me know in the comment section down below. So in the trading charts now, we can see that in just a couple days, Dogecoin really took off for the moon here during the frenzy and parabolic phase. But then we had a top and then kind of fell back down to earth. So firstly, I think most of the people buying Dogecoin was buying it because it's a joke. It wasn't meant to be a serious investment like they do with Bitcoin. Because of that, I do not think that this fall was due to a realization of valuation. Firstly, because Dogecoin doesn't have an intrinsic value, and secondly, because, like I said previously, people likely bought this as a joke. I think that we fell here because we simply just ran out of buyers, meaning that all the people who wanted to spend money on the joke already spent their money, and there was no more people willing to spend money on the joke, causing the equilibrium of buyers and sellers to swing heavily to the seller side here, where we see this seller's slope. So with that out of the way, if you want to trade Dogecoin and try to make some money off of this, let's try and find a place or two where we can step in if we want to step into Dogecoin. So firstly, as always, let's try to find some support and resistance levels. So I see a nice resistance level around this 4.5 cents to like 5 cents here. The support levels are kind of harder to find because we had this tremendous run up in such a short amount of time. So because of that, we don't really have a lot of days where we had equilibrium of buyers and sellers. So because of that, we can't really find a good support level. However, if I was forced to find a support level, I see a nice weak support level around this 2.5 cents to like say 3 cents in the third here, made by the bottoms of this candle and the top of this candle here. So I think if you want to step into Dogecoin, I think that this level would be a good level to step in if you want to trade Dogecoin as an actual investment. So now that we found some support levels, now let's talk about the other major indicators here, which is the MACD chart, which is also a measure of momentum. As you can see here, our MACD line is well above the signal line here, which means that there is a bunch of positive momentum for Dogecoin right now. What that's telling me is that Dogecoin could have some more positive momentum, which could drive Dogecoin's price up higher. The next thing I want to talk about is the RSI here, which is the relative strength index. As you can see here, we were overbought for a couple days, which was the couple days of massive swings higher, but then we corrected downwards, which is the correction downwards in the stock chart here. As you can see, today we are just at the cusp of overbought territory. So what that's telling me is that Dogecoin could be overbought, which could be a bearish sign, which could indicate a correction downwards like we saw the past couple days. However, as always, these are just technical indicators, and these are not hard signs, and they should not be taken as such. I really like to focus on levels because the levels really show an equilibrium of buyers and sellers. So just to recap, if I wanted to trade Dogecoin, I will look to step in Dogecoin at around this 2.5 to 3 cent level here. So that was my review on Dogecoin. Let me know what you thought about it in the comment section down below. If you have any questions or if you caught any mistakes, also drop me a comment down below. If you liked the video, please like the video. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Hey everybody, my name is Brandon from thestocksnews.com, and today I want to talk about Dogecoin, ticker symbol